guys, my name is Rinny. I'm a strength and conditioning and martial arts coach, and today we're going to talk about a very key movement for all sports, martial arts, whatever it is that you do, or just for general fitness, and that's the kettlebell swing. It's one of the most fundamental movements to develop power in your hips. Hip hinge is the movement that we're going to focus on today, and the hip hinge and the hip extension is where you're going to get all your power from, whether it's athletics, where you're doing basketball for your jumps, vertical jumps, your broad jumps, whether it's swimming, whether it's football, whether it's tennis, or even specifically for martial arts. All that power is coming from your hips, and doing the kettlebell swing, developing that power, the dynamic power where you're moving through the motion as opposed to static movements that we do. It's one of the key movements used by athletes everywhere, and today we're going to focus on a little bit of how we're going to do this movement, how you guys can incorporate this in your fitness regime. So if you aren't doing kettlebell swings, you need to start doing them. Alright guys, so the first movement we're doing today is the double-handed kettlebell swing. So a few things to keep in mind when you're doing this. You've got to make sure that your back is arched, your lower back. Ensure that you don't have a rounded back. Keep your chest open and proud, like we say, so that you're completely upright. Make sure your shoulder blades are extended at the back, and when you do the movement, you've got to make sure that you're looking forward. Make sure that you don't drop your head down. Ensure that you're not pulling up with your arms. Remember that this is a hip hinge movement, so all of the power is coming from your hips. You want to drive those hips backward, and when you're coming up with the kettlebell, make sure that you extend the hips all the way, straighten up fully, and then the movement from the arms, that's just a natural extension of the power from the hips. So make sure that you're not pulling with your arms. Make sure that the hip is driving the weight upwards. Your arms are just connected, they're just going along for the ride, keeping the kettlebell in control. All your power comes from the hips, just remember that. So guys, the second movement that we're doing is the single arm swing. Everything else remains the same as the double-handed swing. It's just a different way of incorporating the swing into your regimen to make sure that you're not losing out on any power imbalances, correcting any imbalances that you have. It also helps train both sides of the body to ensure that you're getting an equal load from both sides. It's also helping you work through that movement in a different way, with a different angle. So the points to consider for this movement, essentially, again, make sure that the hip is driving the weight upwards. You're generating power from the hip and transmitting that power through the arms as you carry the weight forward. Make sure that you're not pulling the weight up with your hands. Make sure that the power is coming from your hips and your arms are just controlling that weight as it moves forward. Everything else remains the same. Your back position, your head position, your shoulder position is the same as the double-handed swing. It's just that you're going through a single-sided movement with one hand on each side. So make sure that you work both ways. Make sure that you do the double-handed as well as the single-handed swing to ensure that you get the maximum benefit from this movement. Alright guys, so that covers our topic for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this and learned something from it. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Like us on Facebook and Instagram, and stay tuned for more from us.